My name is Kevin Ray, and you're listening to Truckers and Others. Good morning. Here we are, we're rolling down the road. We're gonna have a good fucking day today. Well, I've had some fucking issues so far. Okay. So, yeah, I wasn't sure what time the guy normally leaves for this job. So I wanted to get up as early as possible, like 4 a.m. And I set, I think, 13 alarms. And I made sure they worked and everything, and they did work. And I woke up to them, but I just kept on snoozing them away. Okay, and I was like, oh, I had a dream that I was snoozing my alarms. This is the real alarm. And then I woke up and it was 5, which is fine. It's really not a big deal. And then I'm rolling into work, got everything loaded up. I even got bread. I made sure I brought fucking bread today. Seems like that's one I always forget. And I got to the shop. I had to call a couple of people that normally do this Tulsa run because I totally forgot about the whole paperwork situation. And but everything ended up fine. The guy that normally runs it, he was at the shop. He said he's just tired of running the route, which I don't blame him. But I'm also like, can I have that fucking route? Because I will do it every fucking time. This Tulsa route would be awesome to have every day. He said, nah, I'm just taking a couple days off. I said, all right. Well, so I get with him and I talk to him about everything, and then I drive out to the pickup site. I'm picking up, he said there's either 40-yard roll-offs or 30-yard roll-offs, open tops. But the 40 yards have they're compactor boxes. So I said, all right, cool. And I drive out there. I see they have 2 compactor boxes and 2 open tops sitting there ready to go. So I was able to get my pick of the litter. I grabbed the one that's more aerodynamic. 40 yard. Sorry, I got to write this down. What is today's date? Oh no, it's Wednesday. 9/10, 4/10, I think. Hold on, let me check. Yes, 10. Cool. And sorry about that. Is that place on fire again? That place looks like it's on fire again. There's a place over here that caught on fire once a while back. The whole area was filled up with smoke. So I drive out there, I find the boxes, I go ahead and I grab one of them, the aerodynamic 40-yard compactor box, and then I hit the road. But before I hit the road, I noticed one of my tires was squatting pretty good. Now, I went through and I did a thorough, not super thorough, but kind of thorough pre-trip. I kicked the shit out of each of these tires, and they all seemed good. But once I got loaded up, I noticed one was squatting a little bit more than the others, so I was like, oh, fuck. I checked the pressure. It's got like 20, 30 psi in it out of 100. So I'm like, well, shit, there's a truck stop right down the road. I'm going to hit that up and just air it up. Because if it's still got 30 psi in it, it's probably going to be okay. I could just air it up all the way. I can make it down there and maybe air it up down there and then run back. As long as I keep it over 80, I think I'll be all right. So I go to that fucking shitty piece of shit truck stop that I fucking hate. They don't. My main issue with it is they don't have card readers on the outside. So no matter what the fuck you're doing, you got to go inside and prepay, and it's just a pain in the fucking ass. And then no, it's not that place, but there was another place where they're like, "Is this your receipt?" And they show it to me. I'm like, "Yeah," and I grab it, and she yanks it out of my fucking hand. She's like, "You can't have it yet." I'm like, "Why? I paid with a credit card. I just need a receipt. Like, I don't even need the receipt. I just need a fucking picture of it. You hoe." And that's what I should have done. Is I should have, because sometimes you don't need receipts. And this lady's like, "Oh fuck, you're gonna sign for this, motherfucker." Like, hold on, what? If you needed me to sign for it, you should have had me come in and prepay. You hoe. Because if I didn't need a receipt, I would have fucking filled up and rolled the fuck out. But I had to use my company credit card, so I needed a fucking receipt. Anyways, they ain't got no air. This is another truck stop that ain't got no fucking air. What's up with that, people? What? How are you gonna have a fucking truck stop and not have air? You sons of bitches. I really need to get me one of them airlines that I can hook up to my fucking glad hands, because I am tired of relying on other people for air when I got a whole fucking tank of it sitting right here. So I rolled in there, ain't got no air. They do have like the little one that you could put quarters in, but I said I'm gonna need more than that. So I just bite the bullet. I'm like, fuck me. All right. I call up the mechanic. I say, "Hey man, you got a tire I can swap out?" Because swapping a tire out is gonna be just as fucking fast as airing that one up, and then that one's still gonna go flat. Said, I got a tire you can swap out with. I'm like, all right, cool. Or a whole wheel assembly. So I call my boss. I'm like, "Hey," said, "What's the issue?" I'm like, "Why do you always think there's an issue with me?" He's like, "You always have issues." I'm like, "Yeah, but how do you know I have an issue now?" And I didn't want to just call you to say, "What's up? How was your day? How'd things go yesterday when I wasn't here?" He said, "What's the problem?" I said, I got a flat tire. And I already called the mechanic. He said he's got one I can swap out with. I was just giving you a heads up that I'm headed back to the shop. I'm only 15 minutes away. It should only take another 15, 20 minutes to get the tire swapped on there, and then I'm out of here. He said, "Do what you have to do." I'm like, okay. So I don't know how that went. I mean, obviously, he likes to hear good news. He doesn't like to hear bad news, and I only give him bad news. So, because when things go well, I don't tell anybody. It's just, yeah, did it like I normally would have done it. Everything went great. Ain't no big deal. Just did my job, and everything went great. But I don't know. Got to the shop, went ahead and got the tire swapped on, and now I'm rolling down I-35 southbound into Tulsa. Well, I'm still in Kansas City, but I'll be headed to Tulsa here shortly. And now, I would if there wasn't a fucking traffic jam. Everybody's on their brakes. Everybody got good brakes today. I am confident everybody's brake pads are good because of everybody on them. So in other news, yesterday I woke up at like 8 o'clock. It was glorious. I took my son and my daughter and my wife. We all went out. We had donuts at the donut shop. We took him to school, dropped him off, and then we went back home and we laid around for a little while. actually, we didn't really. I think I swept the garage out. Swept out the garage because I noticed there were some leaves that had blown up in there. And I didn't want them in my garage infiltrating. So, because sometimes I walk with socks in the garage. Yeah, I know. If I want clean socks, I shouldn't wear them in the fucking garage. But you know what? My garage is pretty fucking clean. I cleaned the shit out of it. I spent an entire couple of weekends working on that motherfucker. I'm gonna walk in socks throughout it. But like the carpet that I had laid down, it was old carpet, and it sat there for a while, and there was some messes in there. You know, it's a garage, so you're gonna have some issues in there. No cars were ever parked in there on it, but it was just full of junk and all kinds of other stuff, and the dogs were on part of it. And whenever I cut most of the carpet off, and I just kept a section that fits underneath the kennel, and when I slid it over, like there's like all this powder shit like caked onto the floor that I had to scrape off. And then uh, whenever I cleaned out my deep freeze, I just I was in there with a hammer, just banging ice out onto the ground, and I let it kind of melt on the ground. And then I have a big ass squeegee. I use that to and it kind of mopped the floor. So like the floor was not bad, but you know, with leaves, and I think the kids were outside when I mowed the front yard the second time, and I accidentally blew a bunch of grass clippings and shit into the garage. So, anyways, I swept it out. We hung out for a little bit. Then we all went to Science City, which was awesome. I have not been to Science City in a very long time. I don't remember anything from going, I don't know, 20 years ago. So, haven't been there in a while. But it was cool. Got in. Kids had a great time. They both acted pretty good till closer to the end. And we ate lunch. Just had a good time at Science City. You know how Science City is. You have fun. The Union State, the road in front of Union Station, I think Grand or whatever, they had it blocked off. I made it all the way to Union Station, and then the road just fucking closed. I'm like, what the fuck is going? Let me through, you fucking hose! Like, we're doing the streetcar expansion. I'm like, fuck the streetcar. I'm in a regular car. I have right of way. Let me through. I just need to get in that fucking parking lot. So I had to make a large detour to get there. But I mean, not large. It was just a detour. It wasn't a bad deal. And yeah, did Science City stuff. Then we left Science City, but we left our kids there. Oh, not our kids. We left my son there because he goes back to school after the field trip. We all went back home, and that's when things started for me. Okay, I go back home. I kind of lay around. I'm addicted to Facebook Marketplace. Looking at square bodies, pickup trucks, video games, bicycles, lawn mowers. I'm not even looking. I was just looking at lawn mowers to kind of see what a decent riding mower is going for these days. And yeah, just kind of hung out, just looking at that stuff. And then I don't know. My wife's like, "Hey, we have to leave in an hour. We have to go pick him up." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And that's when I said, "All right." And I grab my daughter and we go outside out back, and I open up the shed of things to sell. I've got a Craftsman tiller. It's a powered tiller. It's got the big, not big, but it's got tractor tires on it. It's on a powered axle. I don't know. I inherited it. I never done anything with it. I don't think I've even tried to pull start it or anything. I think it's been sitting exactly the way it was when I got it. And it's been sitting in a barn for a long time that way also. Pulled that out, took pictures of it. Pulled out my riding lawnmower because my riding lawnmower, the belt's bad on it. I could replace the belt, but I have a feeling replacing the belt is going to lead to replacing the pulley, and replacing the pulley is going to lead to replacing another pulley, and then replacing those is going to lead to replacing the blades, and then it's just a snowball effect. And I push mowed my lawn, and as long as I can keep up on it, I kind of enjoy the little bit of a workout it takes to mow the lawn pushing it. So it's not a big deal. And even if I use my rider, I got to get out my push mower also to kind of get the cracks. And then I got to get out the weed eater. So I'm going to just eliminate the riding mower, push mow the whole fucking thing. And then I got to get my weed eater from my buddy. My buddy called me. He said, "Hey, I got a weed eater for you." I said, "Oh, that's awesome." So I'm just going to sell the mower. I'm going to sell the mower. It's a riding mower. I got it really cheap on the side of the road. It had a couple of flat tires. It was covered in branches and leaves and just dirt and grime and everything. I got it all cleaned up. It's actually like perfect. Like there's no dents. I mean, there might be a little bit like surface rust, but there's no rust really. I aired up the tires. One of the tires keeps going flat, but that's not a big deal. Just air it up and it'll stay inflated for the entire mowing session. And then a week later, it'll go flat, sitting in the shed. I replaced the battery. I replaced the carb. I replaced the steering shaft. And I fired it up the other day to kind of mow the backyard. But, it was just to kind of clean it up. The yard was already mowed, but there's those clumps of grass everywhere. And I was like, this will be able to handle that. But then the kids wanted to ride on it, and I was constantly turning the blades on and off, and I don't know, it threw the belt, and I don't really, I could have hopped under there and put the belt on, and it would have kept on going. But I said, I don't give a fuck. Because I think one of the tensioners is also, either it's got the wrong size belt, the belt is worn, or the tensioner is also bad, because it does not have much power. It'll smoke the belt easy. But the belt is like a shoestring now. It's fucking thin. It was a V-shaped belt, and now it's just a round-shaped belt. It's not good. But it fired right up. It runs fine. Runs fine. I mean, it'll fire up and it'll run the entire time. But it's got some sort of an idle issue or something going on with it, because it doesn't run like super smooth, but it runs decent. And it's a 17.5 horse. So it's like, that's pretty good fucking engine on there. It's got the Briggs and Stratton red top, is what my neighbor keeps saying. He's like, "Oh, that thing's got a red top. If you ever get rid of that mower, keep that engine." I'm like, "What? Oh, I'll just get rid of everything together." He said, "Oh, the people pay $400 for that engine." So I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will pull that fucking engine out and sell it, and just list the engine and then trash. I mean, the mower's in good shape though. I just don't understand. That's like selling a cabin chassis is worth more than selling, like, we had a big flatbed at the shop, and it was a shitty flatbed, but it had a lift gate and everything. And my boss was like, "Yeah, it's worth more as a cabin chassis than a flatbed truck." I'm like, "What? How does that even fucking work?" Like, somebody could, whatever. I mean, the bed, if you don't want the bed, take it to the scrapyard. Just roll in there with an empty flatbed, and they're like, "What are you dropping off?" Like, the whole fucking bed. Take the whole bed. Just magnet it off my fucking truck. Shake it around a little bit, it'll fall off. But anyways, I got a couple of push mowers that I've collected over the years. I don't know where they've come from. I think one of them I did buy brand new, But I don't know. There's something going on with it. It doesn't run quite right. Like I could get it to fire up, but then if it died or I turned it off to move to the front yard, I couldn't get it to fire back up. It's like, I don't know. It runs good when it's cold, but once it gets hot, I don't know. Something's going on with it. And then, and I robbed parts off of, well, I didn't really rob a lot of parts. I think it was just like I swapped out the throttle cable between those two push mowers that I have sitting in the shed. I have a third push mower that I'm not going to sell. That's the one I'm going to keep until it dies, and then it will live in the shed for a while. Just kidding. I'll probably just push it out on the fucking curb. But anyways, I got these riding mowers. Just want to sell those. $20 a piece. I think is a pretty good deal. They're both Briggs and Strattons. They're both complete. They just need a little work. I don't know. They've been very popular, by the way. I got a leaf blower that I found in the trash. Somebody threw it out. I took it home and I fired it up and I leaf blew my fucking driveway. I was like, okay. I don't know why this was in the trash, but okay. And the guy was even out there. I was like, is this trash? He's like, yeah, that's trash. It's a McCullough leaf blower. I don't know if that's anything special at all. Anyways, the primer bulb leaks on it, so common. What else? The riding mower, the two push mowers, the leaf blower, the tiller. I think that's all that I pulled out of the shed. And it's all shit that I don't really need or use at all. So I thought it'd be nice to have an empty shed. I can just put my... I got some shit I need to move from the garage into the shed, and there's not room right now, so I'd like to make room. And like I usually do, is anything that I have worth of value, I just push out onto the curb and it's gone quickly, understandably. So, but since I lost so much money there, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna actually sell this shit. I'm gonna make some money on this stuff. But the money that I get from all that stuff is gonna go to bills or the house or I don't know, to a nice fancy dinner. I don't know. But I also made another listing. 1992 K1500 for sale. And I was really worried about what the price I wanted to put on there because it's like, I don't want to put $2,000 is what it's really worth. I don't want to put $2,000 and get haggled down. So I listed it for $3,500. And according to the messages, I got a guy that he wants to come look at it tonight. So we'll see if that happens. But I'm not holding my breath on that. The guy, I don't know. I took pictures of it, so I mean all the pictures there. I didn't get like close-ups of the problem areas. I just kind of took general pictures of it, just a rusty Chevy truck. But I don't know. Maybe he saw what I saw because the first picture I put up was of the interior with a manual shifter. I want people. I think that's a selling point. I want people to know that it's got a 5-speed manual, and it's also an extended cab, and it's also 4-wheel drive. People need to know those 3 items when they think about this truck. If you want to do a V8 swap, I thought about doing it. I could probably do it, but I don't want to deal with all that. I want a square body. So I'm going to, if I kept that truck and I made it to what I wanted, solid axle swap the front, 350 under the hood. That's what it has to be if I am going to be happy with it. And a small lift, 4 inch. I don't need a 6 inch lift. I don't want to jump into my fucking truck. But a small lift, like a 4 inch lift or just a level lift, I don't know, and some 33s on some black steel wheels. That would be perfect. Redo the entertainment system. I need the radio to be better than what it is currently, and then a paint job. But not a nice paint job, because you know how I am. I want shit to look the way it is. So just basically the parts that aren't black and gray, just get them painted up black and gray. But leave the rest of it. Like, it won't match exactly, but it'll at least all be the same color, the correct color. I want it to still look old and junky, just lifted and fucking loud and solid axled. The IFS, it's okay. I mean, but I want me solid axles. So there's a guy that I attempted to trade the guy, but I looked at the rest of his listings. He's always selling square bodies or just any Chevy truck, square bodies, OBS, old C10s, like 60s. He's got everything. So it's like, this guy is not going to be interested in my fucking truck at all. He looks at a picture of it and he's like, that needs work. So he doesn't want to do it. I told him, I'm like, it's a daily driver though. I don't drive it daily, but I could, and I would. If the car broke, that's what I'd be driving. So anyways, I listed up for $3,500. I got a guy that wants to come look at it tonight. And hopefully he's not gonna. If he wants to talk me down, $2,500 is where I gotta be. If I sell it to a family member, I think I could do like $2,000 just to help him out. No, I'll sell it to a family member for $2,000, but I'll need another $500 payment. But you'll get the title and everything, but you give me another $500 whenever you get the time. I'm not going to take all your money right now. But I did offer it to my brother. He's like, I don't know, I might be interested. My brother's he wants an Avalanche. My brother that I work with. Because I was talking to him, I was like, hey, man. Because he's got money saved up. Like, he's fucking good. I'm like, and he's always been into Dodge Challengers. So I keep asking him, I'm like, why don't you have a Dodge Challenger? Like, if that's what you want, why don't you have it? Like, you can go buy one cash money right now. So I don't know. I'm like, you're an adult. I had the same thing go on with me when I realized I was an adult and I can just do what I want when I want. You're an adult. There's nobody over here telling you no, don't do something. You can do whatever the fuck you want with your money. Now, I'm not promoting it. I think there's other better things to do, but I mean, I understand if a challenge is in your blood, that's what you're gonna get. But then I asked him the other day, and he was like, "Oh, now I want an Avalanche." Like, you want a what? Like, I want an Avalanche. I'm like, oh, ready? Didn't know you were gay. Cool. I'm like, you want the one with all the like the plastic shit all over it, or you want the one that's like smooth? He's like, I want the one with the plastics all over it. I'm like, okay, he is joining the LGBTQ. He's the cute part. So I'm just kidding. He wants an Avalanche. It's a Chevy. I think those come with a 6.0. A lot of them do. So hey, hell yeah, or a 5.3. Either one. It's a LS. Be good. He doesn't want the newer. He wants the one with the plastics all over it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. The only thing I got against those is that people let the plastics get all sun faded, and it just looks like shit all the fucking time. Every Avalanche I've ever seen, the fucking bed bars look like shit, and the ones that got plastic all over them, yeah, they just look like fucking shit, dude. But if you do a little bit of research and you can find that magic potion, you can just wipe all over it. Like wipe new, I think is what it's called. Like avalanches, wipe new was created for avalanches, I believe. So, anyways, he's interested in that. But I was like, are you interested in this truck? He's like, I don't know, maybe. I'm like, I mean, I love the truck. I just love square bodies more. And I have square body fever heavily. I have a temperature of 78 degrees. I need a fucking 78 Chevy 4x4 long bed, regular cab. The one that I'm looking at right now is blue. It's it's got to have a little bit of a lift. I think it might just have spring helpers all the way around. I don't know. It's a little bit lifted. It's got 33. I think it's got 31s on it, but 33s will fit easy. It's complete. It runs. It drives. It just needs brakes. The guy said it'll move. It'll run. It'll fire up. It'll drive, but it ain't gonna stop. 'Cause it ain't got no brakes. So I'm like, fuck, dude. Like that's perfect. That's what I need. I just need to go get that. I need $2,500. I need to go lowball that guy down to $1,500 for that square body. Get the square body. Have $1,000 left over. Do a brake job on it, and then buy some fucking tires from Priority Tire. I can get a whole set. I don't know if shipping's included in that. So shipping 4 tires is going to be kind of an issue. Maybe I can find a Priority Tire authorized dealer around here. Need to talk to Dalton from Pole Barn Garage and be like, dude, Dalton, hey, man. First off, I want, if you watch Dalton Pole Barn Garage on YouTube, he buys a bunch of rusty shit. He's got the rustiest, crustiest GTO you've ever fucking seen. It was used as a shooting target for years, decades. They were like, I thought it was a Le Mans. So we just shot at it. One day we went down there and checked the VIN tag. That damn thing's a GTO. So if you Google like the Holy Goat, you'll see it. It's called the Holy Goat because it's literally shot to fuck, rusted, and this dude just threw an engine, wheels and tires on it, and he's been driving it all around. And he just picked up another one from Iowa. There's a guy, his name's Kevin from Junkyard Digs. Is another YouTube channel. They're friends, and I'm like, dude, I want to be their friend too. These look like the people that would be my friend. But it's so weird because these YouTubers, they got there's 1,000 fucking me's out there. They're like, oh, let's be friends. I got a square body. But no, I was like, no, I for real want to be your friend. Like, I'll be a cool friend. But it's weird to fucking try to do. But I know he lives around me somewhere. He's around me somewhere. I've never seen him, but I've never been looking for him until I realized he's close to me. But I'm like, fuck, if I see any of his vehicles, I'm gonna know who the fuck it is. Anyways, there's a Chevelle on Marketplace right now. A 71 or a 70 Chevelle. I don't think it's an SS, but it's a Chevelle. It's got single headlight. No, dual headlight. So I don't know what the fuck that means. 71 is single, 72 is dual. I don't know. There's some sort of combination there. It's a dual headlight Chevelle, and it's rusted to fuck. Like, straight up rusted. And I'm like, this, and the guy only wants $2,000 for it. It's complete. It's just rusted. And I'm like, that's the car for Dalton to get. I'm hoping he is on Marketplace and looks at it because it's been for sale for a while now. There's also a 72 Camaro, And I messaged the guy and I offered to trade him my truck for it. I didn't think it was gonna work, and it didn't work. Luckily, because it's like, all right, I do like the fucking Camaros. It would be fucking, that is another dream of mine. I mean, a Monte Carlo is what I really want. And you would think that Camaros are more sought after than Montes. Well, the prices don't reflect. People want a fucking penny for their fucking Montes. And I don't blame them. They're fucking amazing. I don't want a nice one though. I want to find a rusty one, get it running, and drive it the way it is. That would be my ideal garage setup, is a 78 truck and a 70 Monte. 70 or 71, because the 72 has, well, I think it's 71 also, but they have the turn signals are a little bit different on the front. I think that's the only difference. But I like it. I like the more metal look. I don't like the turn signals on the inside of the headlights. Um, the one off Fast and Furious. That's the one I want. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. That's 71 money. It's beautiful. I love it. I want it so bad. And then, yeah, I don't know. So hopefully something will happen soon. My wife did. She heard me talking on the phone and all kind of texting people and talking to her a little bit. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm selling the truck to get a square body." She's like, "Did you not think to ask me about that?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "We're married, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're supposed to talk to me about buying and selling cars." I'm like, "Well, see, if I would have said anything to you about the black truck that I got right now, I wouldn't have got it for 45 fucking dollars." She's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Yeah." So, and like that was, I had to do that on the secret. So she thought everything was normal, and she showed up at home after work one day, and there's a truck sitting in the driveway. She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "That's my fucking truck. Don't you touch it. Don't touch it. Disallowed. You're disallowed. You're not allowed to touch it." So I don't know. In my mind, it was like, all right, well, that's my fucking truck, so like I could do whatever the fuck I want with it. But I do understand. I should let you know what I'm doing, and I will lay it out to you plainly right now. I'm selling the truck to get another truck that is hopefully not in worse condition, and it will seat less people. But it's what I want. And then I will probably, as soon as I get my hand on that fucking clean title for that fucking Chevy Cruze, that motherfucker is going to be on the fucking market also. If I get it, I got to get a square body first. I got to do it in steps. I got to sell my truck, get a square body, and then see if I can get that fucking square body to be reliable enough to use daily, and then sell the car. Or find out I just need a little bit more money, and then this truck will be ready to go, and then I'll just have a square body. Like that would be, for right now, that's ideal. Just a square body. That's all I fucking want, is just a square body. I don't want anything else. And I can attest to it. That's a word. Attest. That means I am the only one that knows about it. Or the best guy to know. I don't fucking know what the test means. I can attest to it that I would be happy if I had a square body sitting in my driveway every fucking day. It'd be a gas guzzler, but you know what? The smiles per gallon are endless. Get me a nice fucking radio so I can blare the music out of that thing. And I do want exhaust work done to it. I want it to sound like a V8 and good and everything, but I don't want it to be too fucking loud. I don't want to fucking annoy the neighbors every morning when I try to get up early and leave for work. And I don't want it to be too loud that people can't hear my radio when I fly by them. If they got their window down, I want them to hear what the fuck I'm listening to. So, anyways, that's my current situation. The fucking messages that I've been getting on these riding lawnmowers is annoying as fuck, and I'm about to push them out on the curb and mark it as sold because I don't. It's like what this is way more work and way more fucking questions about two non-running $20 push mowers. I'll sell them both for $30 is what I put in the list. I'll come here, $30, you get two mowers, $15 a piece. You want one of them? Guess what? You got to pay me $20. Get these fucking push mowers out of my fucking lawn. And on Facebook Marketplace, it's whenever you're looking at any listing, there's a button you can just hit that says, "Is this still available?" And everybody hits that fucking button. And then I don't know if they're real about it or not. I got to reply to it. Yes. And then I got this one guy. He's like, "Do they run?" I was like, "Did you read the fucking listing, dude?" Neither run. Both complete. Like, I don't know. No, they don't run. He's like, "What do they need to run?" I'm like, "A little bit of fucking can of fucking starting fluid." I don't fucking know. I'm not going to fuck with them. If I fuck with them, I'm jacking the price up, bitch. You want them or not? And then I got everybody, they're like, "Oh, can I come see him tomorrow in the morning?" I'm like, and if one person asks me, it's okay. I mean, yeah, I'll just explain that, no, I'm kind of like a regional truck driver, so I'm home every night, but I'm not home during the day. I leave early, I come home late. If you want to come see him, you got to come late. And I'm also like, I don't want you at my fucking house. I don't want fucking creepers trying to buy two non-running push mowers coming to my fucking house. Something weird about that. They just don't come to my fucking house. I will load them up in the back of my truck and drive my truck over there to the police station because they have like a online deal. Online selling point. Anyways, and then I had another thing to sell. Is a brand new roll of fencing, like wire fencing. But I don't know. I've always called it hog wire. Apparently, it's not hog wire. It's not chicken wire. It's in between hog wire and chicken wire. Apparently, I don't know. It's a roll of 14 gauge, 3-foot by 100-foot fencing material. I don't know. It's a roll of metal. And I bought two of them brand new when I moved into my house, and I used one of them to kind of fix up my fence quickly and easily. And then the other roll just sat in my shed for a very long time. And I could probably, it's brand new. There's not even really dust on it. The stickers are all there. It's still wired up as original. And I posted it up for $40 because I looked some up and it was like $50 to $70. So I'm like, man, I should really just mark this as sold and take it back up to Menards and see if they'll fucking take it back. because I don't need it. Let's start the cruise control part of my journey. Um, but yeah, I mean, so many people. The one guy's like, "That's not hog wire, but I'll give you $20." I said, "I'll do 30." He never responded. And then a lot of, "Is this available?" Yes. "Is this available?" Yes. 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 "Can I come see it in the morning?" No. "You can come see it tonight. You can come see it tomorrow night. If you want to wait until the weekend, you can come see it on the weekend, maybe during the morning or day or whatever." But, like, do y'all not work? Why? How y'all want to buy two non-running mowers? You ain't got a fucking job to be in the morning? Do you work nights? Do you work at the fucking Amazon warehouse nights? I don't know. Anyways, it's just a process to sell this shit, and it's really making me want to just push shit out on the curb and say, "Free fuckers, y'all annoyed the fuck out of me, and now whoever comes and gets it first is gonna get it." But I wouldn't even post that up because I've done that before. Oh, buddy, I've done that before. I've put a bunch of shit out on the curb and took a picture. I said, "Free on curb." And people, I don't know if they're from the listing or not, but they just drive by and they grab shit and then they go. And then I got to go out there and then mark shit that's gone on the deal. And they're like, people are like, "Can you hold this for me? I'm coming from fucking Nebraska or some shit." It's like, no, no, not no holds. First come, first serve. Is it still there? Yeah. No. Like, yeah, it's still here. And then, oh no, somebody's currently picking it up off the. They just put it back. Oh, another guy pulled up and he's picking it up. He just put it back. It's like, yeah, I don't know if it's available. I know it sucks, but that's just the way the world works. I mean, it's free, first come, first serve. I don't know. If you're close by and you really want some of this shit, roll on over here. The address is on the fucking ad. That's when I did that. I did put my address up on the ad once. I think I put my neighbor's address up on the ad. That's a trick you guys can fucking pull that people don't really think about. Is like, don't put your address up, put your neighbor's address up. And then when they're driving down the road, they're like, "Oh, it said it was at that house, but all the shit's at that house." But yeah, because I put my fucking neighbor's address up. So if you're coming to, you can go to that fucking guy. You can know his address, but you ain't gonna know my address. I'm across the street, bitch. I just don't want people, like, I don't know if like telemarketers or fucking the Jehovah Witnesses are fucking walking around. They're like, "Hey, there's a fucking address, dude. Let's fucking go knock on their door every day." I don't want the Jehovah Witnesses coming over. And I'm sorry if you're upset by me saying Jehomo instead of Jehovah. But you guys wear suits, ride bikes with helmets, trying to sell Jesus. I ain't buying it. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. What the fuck did you witness? Well, I'm sure they'd like to sit there and tell me, but I ain't listening. I know where the church is. If I want to go to the church, I'll go to the church. I don't want to go to the church. I'm just going to stay at home. Sunday mornings is for cinnamon rolls and video games. That's what Sunday morning is. Everybody's like, "Oh, you got to go to church every Sunday in the morning." No, I ain't going to dress up and go listen to some guys yell at me, tell me I'm bad, I'm sinning. I know I'm sinning. I like to sin. Everybody likes to sin. Even if you try not to sin, you're apparently still sinning. Some dude told me, "Your dog don't go to heaven." Alright, well, I ain't going to go listen to the fucking guy that runs heaven if he ain't let no fucking dogs in, okay? Now, I know, like, yeah, like, don't let no mean dogs in heaven. But I have nice dogs. They do nip a little bit, but they're pretty fucking nice. Okay, but only to me. He's like, no, you can't have dogs in heaven. I'm like, all right, doesn't sound fucking worth it to me. And I was like, can you sin in heaven? That was another big question I had, and that was for my stepdad. Stepdad. I said it correctly. I did not say father-in-law, stepdad. I don't know, one of them. No, it's my fucking stepdad. I'm smart. I know things. I asked it. I said, can you sin in heaven? He said, no. I said, but I like to chew and drink. I don't like to drink that often, but every couple of months in heaven, can I have a beer or two? Or like a whole case of twisted teas? He said, nah. I'm like, uh, sounds not cool. Oh, look at that. There's a 90s Chevy sitting in a shed and an old Ford Highboy sitting in a field. Anyways, yeah, sometimes the trucks that you want are not listed for sale, and you just got to drive by and see them. I did see one once. It was a beautiful fucking square body, lifted on 33s. It was bright red. I think the cab, like the top of the cab, was painted white. I think it had a headache rack on it, chrome mag wheels, and the guy wanted like $3,000 for it, and it was sitting out on the side of the road. And I was like, I want it. How could something so beautiful be sitting on the side of the road and I have to drive by it and I can't have it? Nobody's gonna give me a fucking loan, dude. I did think about it since, like my brother, he's got a lot of money saved up. I was like, if I could get a loan from you, maybe I'd love you more. But I'm not gonna even ask him. I can do this shit on my own. I just got to get $2,000 for out of my truck. Well, $2,500 out of my truck, and then I can have what I really want, and I can do it on my own. I have the power. Oh, I also thought about selling my PS4, which kind of really sucks, but it's unplugged. It's unplugged off to the side of the room, not doing anything. The only game on there that's worth anything to me is Farming Simulator. My wife was saying, well, you don't want to sell that because, you know, your son or daughter are going to be wanting video games eventually. I'm like, they are 3 years old. If I give them a PS4 by the time they can play it, they are going to fucking complain to the teacher that I beat them or something, and then they will be taken away from our family and put into a family with a PS5 or a PS6 whenever that comes out. I have no idea if it's even coming out, but I know, like, no, they are not going to be interested in anything with the PS4. It's not backward compatible. What the fuck? Yeah, I got on Facebook Marketplace and I was looking up the price of a PS4. $100. Price of a PS3. $150. Price of a PS2. $200. What is going on here? Why are the older consoles worth more? Now, the best thing that you could get would be a PS3 that is backward compatible. It can't be the Slim, apparently. It's got to be a certain fucking one. So, I don't know. That would be the only thing I'd be really interested in. Alright, this fucking Honda Pilot up here was going slow. I got in the left lane to go around them, and then they sped up. So then I got back behind them, and then they slowed back down again. Like, alright, well, if you want me behind you, but you don't want to go as fast as I'm going, About to hit a 2-lane up here. Oh yeah, I don't know if I talked about the job that I'm doing today. I'm hauling trash. Is it special trash? No, it's trash. I'm hauling a compactor box worth of trash down to Tulsa. From Kansas City to Tulsa. What's special about the trash? Nothing. It's just trash. So why do you not have a place you can dump it in Kansas City? I took it from a place where you can dump it. I took trash out of the landfill to take it to a different landfill. Does it make sense? No. Why? Who in their right mind would pay somebody a 12-hour job to drive trash from a landfill to another landfill? Well, apparently, if you burn the trash in Tulsa, somebody gets a tax credit, and the tax credit is apparently worth it. Because I don't know how any of this is worth it. But this is what we do. Don't ask. Probably shouldn't tell. Just, I'm getting paid. Let me get paid. Let me be happy. And I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to drive trash like 2 states away. Well, not 2 states, like a state away. Like, I don't know. It says here I got another 190 miles. So it's not like a horrible deal. I got another 3 hours left. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody somewhere wearing a suit decided it was a good idea to burn a full tank of diesel to get a tax credit, and they're paying us to do. All right, sure. I'm just a dummy. I'm a dummy. You know, it's like this is how a lot of shit in the world works. It makes no sense. It costs a lot of extra money, and it's just like, what are we doing here? How does anything ever get done? So I don't know. Yeah, because I asked I'm like, because the first one I ever did, it was a roll off open top, and I looked in there, and I'm like, this is just trash. He's like, yeah, what do you think it was? I'm like, I thought it would be like a special material that needed special permits or something. He's like, no, it's just fucking trash. I'm like, what are we doing with it? He's like, you're taking it down to well, I don't know if it's a landfill that I'm taking to. It's like a power plant or something. I don't fucking know. But you just dump trash in here, they burn it, and it makes power. So, I don't know. Trash powered electricity. Makes some sense. You would think, like, all right, does Tulsa or surrounding cities not produce enough trash to keep their electricity on? Because I've passed a couple of trash trucks headed the other way, and they're loaded. So it's like, I don't know. It's like they get a tax credit on an allotted amount. So they can, I think it's like 4 dumpsters a week. So 4 dumpsters a week is the maximum tax credit they can get. So that's all they're going to ship down there. And we did not get the job, but there was another job where it was going to be hauling from Lincoln, Nebraska, down to Tulsa. Same job, just different location. You got to drive through Nebraska, the entirety of Kansas, and halfway down into fucking Oklahoma to dump trash, like just normal trash. I don't know. Whatever. Who gets a tax credit? I don't know. Not me. That was a square body with a service bed, but it was lifted up on, looked like 35s. Oof. All white. Way too nice for what I would want. The blue truck that been looking at, you can see the clear. It's been repainted probably. The clear coat's coming off. It's all stripped down, but the interior looks actually pretty fucking nice. It just looks really dirty. Like you got to take the dash apart and clean the lens for all the gauges because you can't. I couldn't see any of the gauges at all. It just looked milky. So get those the lens cleaned up on it. It's got just a bench, a nice looking bench seat. I think it's got a couple of tears, but that's okay. So, and I was against the bench seat for a long time. Like every truck that I've had that had a bench, I've swapped it out for buckets. But if I get a square body and it's got a bench in it and the bench is all right, I'm gonna leave the bench in there. I'm gonna just seat belt in a center console, or I don't know, maybe make one out of wood, some sort of a center console concept, and just have that. I don't know. It is kind of nice to just have a bench seat. You can just, if you're get home from work and you don't want to get out, you can just lay down right there. But anyways, I think I've been going on for a while now. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. I think I'm going to go ahead and release this episode as soon as I can, and then for today, so this will be a Wednesday upload, and then I'll probably record another one on the way back. Keep all 18 down, and I hope everything works out.